from the Doll Corner, and welcome to my channel. And today I want to show you the little outfit I've made for this doll. And this is the original dress. But anyway, before we start, I want to ask you to subscribe to my channel, touch the bell to be notified, and check out my Etsy shop for my doll pattern book. And I'll explain it a little bit more later. But right now I want to show you, this was her original dress, and it was a light blue or medium blue velvety fabric with a white top. Well, I couldn't find any, don't have any blue velvet or any velvet in my stash right now. And my stash is getting pretty low. So I haven't been able to, I'm not close to a fabric store. It's an hour, about an hour to an hour and a half away to get to a decent store. So I used what I had. So I made up this little dress. It's very similar to the other one, only this is a light fabric kind of. And so I made her a little pair of panties. This was her original dress and panty. And she didn't have a petticoat. I may make her one yet. I had one here. I had this one, and it fits her nice and everything, but it's too heavy. It's too bulky on her for her dress. So I may make her one out of a fine material. But right now, this is what I want to show you the little dress I made for her. Now this is a Reliable doll, and it's a walking doll. And the Reliable company was a Canadian company, and it started about 1920. And they made a lot of dolls. They made this little nursing doll. And they also made that in a composition doll early on. But that's a little plastic doll. And they made, very few of you will remember this, but they used to have some radio programs on, and you could listen to them on the radio. And they were about 15 minutes, and it was a story about a Maggie Muggins doll. No, a Maggie Muggins. And there was a little girl that came skipping in, and there was a story involved. So you didn't miss that when you were a kid, if you had a radio back then. Anyway, they made a Maggie Muggins doll, and they made a composition doll that had a little loop up here so you could put a ribbon in it. These were early dolls. They made a Royal Canadian Mounted Police doll. It was about 17 inches. They made a Scottish doll, a Highlands laddie doll, just a little doll. A Wetham's doll, which was, you fed it and it would wet its pants. But it didn't, the early ones were made of composition, and the composition dolls, when they got wet, that wasn't a very good doll to have. They made Neaton's Beauty doll, Bride dolls, Shirley Temple dolls. So they made all kinds of dolls, and they were really popular dolls. And then they got into the plastic dolls. And what I really liked about these plastic dolls, their hair. Like this one's hair was kind of, it was plain dirty, I'll say. And I washed it, and look at how nice it came up. It was straight. It's got a little bit of a twist in it. I suppose if I had wanted some curl in it, I could have maybe put some rollers in and likely curled. And I know this other little doll, her hair came up nice too, just by washing it. But, you know, this doll is probably close to 60 years old. And she was taken care of. Got the thread on there that I should clip off. But, like, her fingers are all nice and her hair is all... She just needed some tender loving care, a nice bath, and a new dress. And her eyes work perfectly. So that's some of what I've been working on. I still have that other standard doll that I'm going to work on next. But I've had a few other things on the go right now, so I just haven't had time to work as much with my dolls as I would like. Dolls should come first, I think, but anyway, it doesn't always happen that way. So I think she turned out really sweet. And back in the 60s, the skirts were really short. This is just plenty long enough on her, but it sticks out so far, then maybe it's just as well it's a little longer. But I came close with the style of her dress. But I'm going to make her a little blue one when I can find some nice velvet, blue velvet. Maybe I wasn't under the camera right. Anyway, so she turned out, she's a walking doll, this one. Oh. There. She clicks a little. So this is her. Now this basic doll pattern, if you don't want to print your own off, if you email me and ask me for a copy like this, I will have one printed off and sent out to you. It has the spiral bound. Has all kinds of instructions and patterns. All different sizes of panties and dress patterns for dolls of all different sizes and shapes, like from baby dolls, which are chubby, to fashion dolls, which are nice and slender and curvy figures, and girl dolls. And girl dolls are something like this, where they've more of a rectangular shaped body. And be sure and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you find my videos interesting, and be sure and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye now.